In this video, we're going to take a look at how to do some operations with matrices with Excel. So let's start by adding and subtracting matrices. I'll take two matrices that you see here, and then I'll add them and subtract them. And while we're doing that, let's go ahead and do some other operations. Let's do scalar multiplication. I'll take that first matrix and multiply it by 4.5. And then we'll do some addition, subtraction, scalar multiplication combined, like 5 times the first matrix minus 3 times this second matrix. Now, we're going to have to start by plugging these matrices into Excel, and we can just plug those into values in the cells of Excel. So I've pulled up a blank page in Excel, and I am just going to put in my matrices. I'm going to label this. I'll put matrix A over here, and I'll put matrix B over there. And I just need to plug in the numbers. So I type in 1, 7, and then underneath the 1, a 2, and then underneath the 7, a -6. I'll do the same thing for B as well. I'll take 2, 0, and then -8, 1. Now, if I want to do something like add these two matrices, let's say we want to take A plus B, and I'm just putting that there so that I have a label. What I would do is I'd hit equal to, and then since addition is entry-wise, I would take the 1, 1 entry of matrix A and add that to the 1, 1 entry of matrix B. When you add 1 and 2, you get a 3. Now, the way you can do that to all the entries is simply by clicking on this lower corner, dragging it across. That will also add 7 and 0 to give me a 7. And then if I click this lower right-hand corner and drag it down, then that formula will get transferred, and I'll be adding 2 and -8 to give me -6, -6 and 1 to give me -5. Now, if I want to switch that from adding the A and the B to subtracting the A, subtracting B from A, all I have to do is switch that A3 plus D3 to a minus, hit enter, and then I have to redrag so that formula gets transferred. Drag across, then drag down. You can also drag down and then across. So notice that the entry in the second row, first column, is going to be 2 minus a -8, which gives me a 10. And in the second row, second column, I get -6 minus a 1, which gives me a -7. So that's how we can add and subtract matrices. And that will work with lots of other stuff too. So for instance, like I said, let's take 4.5 times matrix A. Well, I can just hit equal to, and then 4.5 times, and then the 1, 1 entry of matrix A. Once I do that, I can pull that down and across so that the formula transfers, and you can see that 4.5 times matrix A gives me this. Or like we had on the notes, we had 5 times that matrix A minus 3 times this matrix B, and we can make it fairly complex. 5 times the 1, 1 entry of matrix A minus 3 times the 1, 1 entry of matrix B, hit enter, and then copy that formula. You can either drag down and then across, or you can drag across and then down. And so that's what you would get as your output matrix. Now, this shows you how to add, subtract, and then do scalar multiplications of matrices, and then any combination thereof. Adding and subtracting matrices are probably very common operations in Excel that most of us probably have seen. Where it gets a little more interesting is where we have things like matrix multiplication. Matrix multiplication is not just a cell to cell operation like addition was. So let's go ahead and show you I will go ahead and show you how to multiply matrices. Here we have A times B and B times A with the A and the B we had before. And then I have this A times this new matrix, which is 2 by 3. I'll call that matrix matrix C when I input that. So I have matrix A input here, matrix B input here. Sometimes, by the way, I like to highlight the matrix and put some borders around it so that it looks like it's a single unit. I don't always do that, but that's something I do sometimes on occasion. Anyways, if I want to take matrix A times matrix B, let me delete these entries here. The way to do that, well, there's two methods I could do. I could do it directly by doing M-U-L-T. That's matrix multiplication. And then I put a parentheses. Now, order is important. I want to do matrix A first, and then I hit a comma, and then I do matrix B second. So I hit my first matrix first, and then my second matrix second, and then hit enter. That is going to spill over, obviously, and that's perfectly fine. So A times B gives me this matrix. Now, if I wanted to do B times A, then I could do the same thing. I could go equals M mult. You can also look up the matrix multiplications in the formulas under the math. Under the math, if you scroll down to do MULT, you hit that, and then it says, what's the first array? Whoops, I hit the wrong thing. First array should be that one, and then the second array should be that one. And you could do OK, and that would give you B times A. Okay, so MULT gives me that, and it's going to spill over. You're going to put it into one entry, and then it's going to spill over into those two. Now, just so that we can see this confirms that matrix multiplication in general is not commutative. Obviously, we did not have commutativity here, but there you go. Now, what's going to happen if I wanted to do matrix A times matrix C? Well, I can just do MULT. I'll type that in. A first. So I highlight the entries for A and then highlight the entries for C. That comes next. Hit enter. And you see that A times C gives you this 2 by 3 matrix where the first row is 15, negative 35, negative 25, and the second row is negative 10, 50, 30. By the way, if I did C times A, if I did matrix multiplication with C times A, so I highlight the C first, and then comma, highlight the A next, it's going to give me an issue. It's going to say value because C times A cannot be multiplied because of the dimensions there. Because we have 3 columns in C and only 2 rows in A, I can't multiply. I had 2 columns in A and 2 rows in C, so I could take A times C, but I can't take C times A because we don't have the correct dimensions. So that's how to do matrix multiplication in Excel. Another thing you can do with matrices in Excel is find the matrix inverse. So we had our 2 matrices. Well, we have a couple of matrices here. This is a different second matrix, so I'll change that. But we have the inverse of, or we're asked to find the inverse of this matrix A, which we have earlier. And then this matrix, I'll call this one a new B. So I'll call that new B. Since I have a new B, I'll change that. By the way, an interesting thing happens when you start changing the numbers in B. If I take -1 as the 1, 1 entry, and then 3 as the 1, 2 entry, and then 2 as the 2, 1 entry, and -6 as the 2, 2 entry, notice that every time I change the number, when I my multiplications over here changed as well because this was defined by this array. So if I change the numerical values in this array, then A times B is going to change. So if I change that back to a 2, there's going to be some numerical changes. If I change that back to a -1, going to be some numerical changes. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to find A inverse. The way to do that, again, there's a couple of different ways. One is to do the matrix inverse, M inverse right there. So MINVERSE, and then parentheses, and give whichever matrix I want to find the inverse of. So I'll highlight the array there, the array which contains my matrix A, and then hit enter. Okay. And as well, if I change any number, it'll change the inverse. And this is the inverse of matrix A, as we can see. Now, if I try that with matrix B, I can do the same way, matrix inverse, and then highlight the values for B. In this case, again, I get some sort of a weird numerical error. And I get that weird numerical error because this matrix B is a singular matrix. Therefore, it does not have an inverse. This is where we don't have an inverse. If I changed one of these numbers, for instance, if I changed the 3 to a 4, then I would have a nice inverse. But the matrix that was given to me with the 3, that doesn't have an inverse, so I end up with an error. By the way, again, if you wanted to, you could have also in your math trig menu just went down to the matrix inverse key and hit enter and then highlighted the array that we want and then hit OK. Again, that's the same thing. I would have an inverse if I had a nicer non-singular matrix. So there you go. That's the idea of calculating matrix inverses. Now, the last thing I'll do is I'll calculate the determinant of matrices. So here we have 2 by 2 matrix, another 2 by 2 matrix, the same matrix I had earlier, the A and the B from my previous example. So those are already input into Excel, and I can find the determinant of those matrices in a very quick way with Excel. Again, A and B are already input, so I can find the determinant. This time, let's go ahead and look at the math trig formulas first. My matrix determinant is right here. We want to find the determinant of a matrix. The array that I'll use is the one for A. Again, notice that the input is M deter M. And then we'll hit OK. So the determinant of that matrix A is -20. And if you know anything about 2 by 2 matrices, you can confirm that because 1 times -6 minus 2 times 7 is -6 minus 14, which is -20. The determinant of B, again, you can do this by looking it up in the math trig formulas, or you can just hit M deter M. And then with matrix B, it's that array. And sure enough, my determinant is 0 because we have a singular matrix for matrix B. So matrix B is singular, so our determinant had to be 0, and the inverse did not exist. If I were to try to calculate a determinant of matrix C, if I did M deter M, and then I put the array of matrix C in there, hit enter, I'm going to get a problem because matrix C is not a square matrix, and therefore I can't find a determinant of that. Thinks I want to do copyright, but that's the idea. So I'm going to get a problem because this is not a square matrix. And then you can do lots and lots of different combinations of all of these things if you want. You can take A inverse times B if you'd like by just highlighting and multiplying as we saw before. So we already saw how to multiply two matrices. You do that with the mmult feature. So now that I know inverse of A, I can multiply that times B. So there you go. Lots of different operations with matrices that can be done in Excel.